It looks very scrappy, but that's what we're doing.
That's the office. Okay. Hi, everyone watching. I'm Madalyn Petherick, one of the hosts, and this is
Sanskriti, and I'm also one of the hosts.
And this is the International Insider. This is a podcast brought to you by ISS with insider access to information that is out there already and has some new resources and some stories that you might not know. This is an A to Z of the international student experience, and we will be bringing you stories from current and former international students. We will be talking about different resources both on and off campus, hearing from guests from the RIT campus who collectively work towards enhancing the experience for the student body, coming from over 100 countries, and we'll have a little fun along the way too. Did you ask for this? Probably not. But this will be a useful podcast, and we hope you will enjoy it.
Okay, so I think the best way to start the series is to talk about where the adventure starts, landing in a new country, with your life in 2 suitcases, and just having to figure out a new life, new academic goals, and I think that's what our conversation today is going to be about, and how we figure out our way in a new country as an international student.
Yeah, so Sanskriti, do you want to tell me about what your experience was when you first arrived to the U.S.? Was it your first time flying internationally, and what was the whole journey like?
Yes, so yes, it was my first time in the U.S. and I took a flight, an 18-hour long flight, so that was a whole new experience in itself. And I landed in JFK, and that was, I think, so I had a connecting flight from JFK to Rochester, and I landed in JFK. I'm taking it all in, not knowing what's around. But I go to my check-in counter, and they tell me that my flight to Rochester is not today. So first they tell me that it has been cancelled, and then they tell me that it's not today. You have booked a flight for tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, did I just do that? Did I just book a ticket without checking the dates? And I was extremely confused in my first few hours in a new country, not knowing where the city, the place. I think I spent like 2 or 3 hours figuring out how did that even happen. But I guess it was just a cancellation, and then they got me to another flight, but it went to Syracuse. So I had to drive from there to Rochester.
Oh, yuck.
So that was a whole trip in itself. So it didn't take me, I could not really take it all in because I was so worried. But yeah, I think after settling in, I was like, oh, I am in a new country with a lot happening around me.
Yeah. That is not a fun first experience. Me personally, I do a lot of international flights out of JFK, and that's one of the worst airports in my opinion, so I can't even imagine that being your first experience in the U.S., having to deal with all that, having to figure it out on your own, and you're here, so you made it.
I think, I had to make it. I was like, I have to talk to people and figure out what's happening. But I made it.
You're here. Yikes. Okay. Did you know that it snowed this much? Do you like the cold?
So, yes, I had heard that it snows this much, but I didn't really anticipate how cold the cold meant. I think it was in December of my first semester when I realized that they mean it when they say it is cold.
Yes, that it is. Okay. So how did you find a community being so far away from home in your first semester?
Yeah, I think that took a while to really find people, who I could be friends with or just like had similar interests. But then it took me also a while to realize that it's good to find people who have different interests. So I think it was just meeting people through events, through different clubs, obviously through my courses, that I'd met different people and heard stories, and they were from different countries. So I think it takes a while, and it's intimidating to really go out there and meet people. But I think I am talkative, so I think I've found myself a group of people who I could just hang out with. And now, I mean, I've been here for 2 years now, so yeah, I think it wasn't easy, but yeah, it's just you find people through just these events on campus. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you know any other international students that are from your hometown or your home city that are here too?
Yes. So I guess there are a lot of students from India in RIT. So I was able to, I think, quickly found people from my home country. Even like through OSS events, that was a great way to just celebrate and find more people. So yeah, I think the Indian community in itself at RIT is pretty strong, and it's diverse in its own self. So yeah, I think I was able to find that comfort away from home too.
Good.
Yeah.
Are there things that you participate in off campus that remind you of home, like any restaurants or any organizations off campus that have helped you adjust to?
So not so much organizations, but yes, food. Definitely miss food from back home. So there are restaurants around Rochester like Namaste that I really love to go. There's Spice Bazaar for they have good sweets. So yeah, I think those are two places where if I'm like craving either street food, like Indian street food, or just some heavy Indian cuisine, I show up there and just have some. So I think that just keeps me sane.
Yeah. I agree. English is not your first language, so it's probably tricky adjustment to be around so many people that do speak English as their first language. So what was that experience like, trying to just adjust?
Yep, that was a whole different experience. So even back in India, I mean, I had the privilege to have my education in English. So I was fluent in English, but then obviously the accents are very different. So when I showed up here, and I think for the first semester, there were a lot of times where, say, at a restaurant or just being out there, and you would say something and then they won't understand that, and then you would have to, I guess you would have to adjust the syllables in a way that you've heard and then say it to make it sense, which I get it. I mean, so that was another trip in itself where I had to, I guess, everyone who comes from like different countries here, they change their or update their language for it to be for able to have like just conversations around. So yeah, I think that was a whole different experience in itself.
Yeah, there's so many different dialects of the English language. Even myself, I'm from Buffalo, New York, which is closer to Canada. So a lot of the words that I say are a lot more Canadian than like a traditional U.S. citizen. So that's always an adjustment. I'll say something and a student will look at me and I'm like, oh, sorry, that was a weird word. But yeah, it's always fun just to hear all the different phrases and slang words, and just that's a whole learning experience too. So one of the challenging things that I experienced when I studied abroad was trying to figure out how much things really were when we went grocery shopping. So converting and doing the math kind of in your head or using the calculator or whatnot is always a struggle too. So I was curious if you had any challenges or stories about adjusting to that as well.
Yes. I think it was all of it was in the first semester. There, like in Walmart, I'm buying an apple, which is like for $2. I would always multiply it and be like, that's 160, which is a lot for an apple in Indian rupees. So I realized that I need to stop doing that, or else I'm not going to be able to just buy groceries. So yes, I did that a lot, and even like like grocery shopping was another experience, like seeing the
Walmart for the first
time. This whole land of
Mhm.
market of just everything there.
Mhm.
So yeah, and like the produce sizes and
Mhm.
buying in bulk. So all of those were very new things, and I was like a new adult
Mhm.
trying to adult
Yeah.
in the US. So that
Mhm.
was a whole different planning that went into
Mhm.
like, what do I need, how much do I need, and I think yeah, that was another
Mhm.
experience of like multiplying and then figuring out
Mhm.
what I can eat and cannot eat.
Mhm.
So yeah, I did that too.
Mhm.
I did that.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewind a little bit. So going back to Walmart.
Yes.
So it's a store off campus. It's a huge store. They literally have everything you could ever think of. How do you find the transportation getting to different stores off campus so that you can adult and buy groceries and do all the things that you need to do off campus?
So yeah, so I think that was really convenient with the RIT shuttle. So from the campus, there's an off-campus shuttle that goes to Walmart, Wegmans, and I think over the weekend it goes to Target too. So covers most of the marketplace in Rochester. So I think yeah, the RIT shuttles was like a boon really for us to just do grocery shopping, because it's far away. Things are far away, and especially in the winters, it's more far.
Yeah. Do you find that a lot of international students have cars or try to get a car, or do they just rely on the bus mainly?
I think initially, yes, they do rely on the bus mostly. I think purchasing a car is another like it's a big deal. So I think that is kind of common, but it's usually after like they get on a co-op or mostly after like getting a job, but not so much while being a student, because it can be expensive just buying and maintaining it.
What was your biggest like adjustment piece once you got here and you started to settle in?
Yeah. So yes, the first one was, of course, how big the campus was and how much time it took to get from one place to the other. Other than that, I think one thing that most international students face is figuring out how the courses work, like the whole credit system and what courses to take and how much does it count and how it works. So I think academically that was one thing that was the first thing that I faced, and I was figuring it out. And other than that,
sleeping. How was the jet lag?
Yeah. So, yeah, the first few days in general were just blurry because it was just so much information happening.
Yep, with orientation.
Yeah. So yes, it was just sleeping.
Yes.
Yeah. Even that took me a while. I remember, I think the first or the second day, by 5 p.m. or something, I was like out. Like my body was like, this is it. I can't do this anymore. So yes.
Yeah.
So I think sleeping the distance and just figuring out what is to come.
So when you come to the U.S. to study, you're obviously here to study. You came from a completely different educational background. Your courses were completely different. What was the adjustment like in terms of like coursework and how classes are actually ran in the U.S. compared to back home?
Yeah, I think it's just knowing that there's a more practical approach, and I think there's a lot of autonomy that's given to the students. That was, I think, a lot of international students are attracted to that when they decide to study in the US. So that was something that I expected, but I mean, of course, expecting it and then actually doing it is so much different. So I think just understanding how the courses work was definitely a challenge, but then just having those practical assignments and having to work with different people and collaboration and just it is the responsibility, and especially as a graduate student, it is the responsibility of the student of what's happening in the course. So I think those were some really good things that I was able to do during my course. So yeah, I think that was something that I wanted in my graduate study, so I got it, and
Nice.
that was a good experience.
Okay. Do you have any pieces of advice or something that any new student should do when they get to the U.S. within like the first month, I would say?
Ooh. I think just make a plan, in the sense of like, I think that's very general for any student. So, but even like international students, there's so much more other than the academic, like the coursework that they need to figure out, like opening a bank account, or maybe if you want to get a driver's license. So there's so many other administrative or personal things that you need to take care of. So I guess one piece of advice is to talk to students who've been here, and different peoples, because everyone has different experiences. So talk to different people and probably figure out what you do need to do, other than of course your academics. So yeah, I think talk to other people.
Yeah.
Find new friends, and like not just from your home country, but also from other countries. So yeah, I think that would be a piece of advice.
Yeah.
Yes, just during the orientation, having the group of pals who were there. I remember the meet and greet when we played some games with our pals. I, of course, met the pals, and I was able to ask a lot of questions. But then I also met other new students who were from different countries and who had, again, different stories to tell. So I think that was one of the first few days, and I remember meeting so many people at that time, and then went to a dance party after it. So I think that one day I remember just like, I think taking it all in, but also enjoying it.
Yeah.
Because after that, the semester was going to start. So I was like, this is, So I think, I think just, the people I met during the first day of orientation was, I think I think we're still friends.
Good.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
That's a good story. I
Yeah.
like that one.
I think throughout my experience, one thing that I've obviously learned is that everyone has had different experiences, just as an international student or as a student, and we can talk about it for days. And I think we plan to continue these conversations in our upcoming episode. What you want to hear about, and thank you, Maddie, for actually the nostalgia trip. But I guess that's it. So until next time, I guess.
Bye.
I guess.
Yay! That's a wrap.
I hope that was recording.
I hope so too.